Hey VC, what's going on? It's Brian from the Cosmic Vinyl. Don't you recognize me? Anyway, I don't know if any of you have caught the part one of the I'm doing that contest, that Eric Weinbender contest. I'm calling it Movie Night with Eric Weinbender. Anyway, I already posted part one. It was getting a little lengthy and I wanted to show some more stuff, so going right into part two. Now, I don't want anybody to get all weirded out that, oh, he's doing 2 videos, so he better not get 2 entries. That cheating son of a biscuit. Anyway, no, I'm sure nobody's thinking that, but just so you know, I don't think he's going to use 2 entries, and I don't expect him to. But anyway, got some other stuff to show that I didn't get a chance to show earlier, so I'm just going to go right into it. Again, in case you didn't see the intro to the other one, this is Eric Weinbender channel is having a contest that involves anything that has to do with movies, soundtracks, movies, DVDs, anything that has to do with movies, soundtracks, books. I don't know. I just took it as the whole thing. The whole gamut was wide open. So I'm showing everything. I'm showing toys, comics, records, DVDs, posters, pictures of me when I was a baby. No, I'm just kidding. Anyway, I'm just gonna get right in it. That's the contest anyway. So check out part one. This is part two. I think I left off with some comics last time, but I'm gonna again, I'm picking up here, listening to a little Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 soundtrack. Got both Volume 1 and 2, and for the $22 that it cost me for either one of them, it's well worth it. So, but check this out. Look at it. You know, I don't know if anybody recognizes this little statue, but this is from Disney's Haunted Mansion. See if I can get this thing to work after all these years. Can you hear that? Try it again. Oh, where's the button? It's a haunted mansion. Grim grinning ghosts come out to socialize. One more time. Anyway, I thought that was kind of funny. I don't know. Ooh. Hold on, sorry, I gotta grab something real quick here. Alright. I got this little toy here, a little Michael Myers, those little Funko Pop things. He's got his bloody knife. Kill. Got him. This is don't know why I'm showing this, but since it was laying around, little Joker bandana. I always loved that era of Joker right there in the comics with his long face and the evil eyes and crazy green hair. But yeah, cool stuff there. Little Iron Man, wall hanging, huh? Anyway, let's get back to some, let's go with some soundtrack stuff. This is some stuff I picked up from a fleam. That's short for flea market in my world. This is Ennio Morricone's Fistful of Dollars score, and these are great. These spaghetti western soundtracks are killer. Check out the inner sleeve there, it's pretty wild. Sorry if you're getting glare there, folks, but I'm gonna try and do this fast. This one is in amazing condition. Scored this minty copy of Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. This is an OG. Just a great score. Everybody recognized the whistle of the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. And check out that psychedelic inner sleeve. Woohoo! United Artists, baby. see what else. Oh, and then I got this kind of generic copy. This is the special price, 99 cents. This looks like something that might have been sold in like a truck stop or a convenience store, but still kind of cool, right? It's like a knockoff, but again, music from not the original, but another group, orchestrated group doing some of the songs from the Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, and Fistful of Dollars, and a few dollars more. The holy trinity of spaghetti western movies. I just threw this in there. I mean, there is a movie, Dark Shadows movie. It's not this one. This one's definitely the TV series, but got the Dark Shadows DVD, or not DVD, vinyl in the shrink. $4.19 at Musicland. Musicland was a vinyl or record store here in town back when I was younger at the mall. Barnabas Collins there. Got some cool pictures on the back there with the Wolfman and some other crazy stuff. Used to watch that that soap opera with my mom when I was a kid. I don't even know why I'm showing this, but I love this soundtrack. Footloose. Kevin Bacon, 6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon. I mean, I think I seen that movie when it came out. I think I seen it at the theater probably 5 or 6 times. Please don't tell anybody that. Oh, I guess I just did. Anyway, yeah, I showed a soundtrack earlier, The Wildlife with Christopher Penn, sorry. And he was in this too. Rest in peace, Christopher Penn, Sean Penn's brother. Everybody's got this one, right? Grease. Rydell High, Grease. It's the word, right? Grease is the word. Frankie Valli. Grease is the word. Alright, gonna skip. Now I'm just gonna jump into a few movies here. I picked out like DVDs that, you know, had some connection to music or to records, or that were important, as far as music was a big part of the soundtrack and a big part of the movies. So Fast Times at Ridgemont High, I mean, you can associate that with teen angst and partying and music all day long. But yeah, there's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. It's good stuff there. Reservoir Dogs. I don't know if you remember part of that soundtrack. There was a song called Stuck in the Middle with You by, I believe it was a band called Steelers Wheel. Now, whenever I hear that song, I go back to the, I think it's Mr. White. I think that was his name. Maybe it was Mr. Pink. God, I can't remember. No, I think it was Mr. White. And anyway, it's Michael Madsen played the part, and he cuts off that guy's ear and he's dancing around singing Stuck in the Middle with You. I mean, what a powerful, I mean, every time I hear that, that's what I think of. You know, that's a powerful part of a movie scene. What a great way for Quentin Tarantino to use a song for the soundtrack to emphasize the coolness of the scene. Another one a soundtrack that I used to have, I think I have it on CD, but this is just great stuff right here. Pirate Radio. It's a movie about how back in England, you know, they outlawed the radio stations. They had to go outside of a certain area, so they're out broadcasting from these ships outside of the shores. And there's a part in here that has the Stones, Get Off of My Cloud, and it's a very cool scene in this movie, a dance scene. It's a must-see. Look it up on YouTube, Pirate Radio, Get Off My Cloud, and it'll bring you right to it. Another cool, this is a great documentary, The Mayor of Sunset Strip. This is documents an LA DJ, Rodney Bingenheimer, and God, he helped break a lot of great bands, and from punk to pop to metal to everything. This is a must see. I have actually heard Vinyl Richie mention Rodney Bingenheimer on his channel before, talking about what he did for punk and stuff. So, and also he released music and stuff too. But yeah, this is definitely a good. Check this out, Mayor of Sunset Strip. Another great documentary directed by Ron Howard, The Beatles, 8 Days a Week. This documents the Beatles' touring years. Actually, only 2 years of their career. They only toured for 2 years out of all their discography and everything. Only 2 years did they even tour, because it became so out of hand with Beatlemania. But this is a great documentary by Ron Howard. Of course, this was probably one of the earliest movies that had a soundtrack that broke huge. Was the Saturday Night Fever with John Travolta. I mean, the Bee Gees album wrote most of the songs on the Saturday Night Fever soundtrack, which I have somewhere. I just couldn't find it. But yeah, this was a breakthrough soundtrack that just goes to show you how a soundtrack can propel a movie to cult status. That's what this happened here. Another one, a song. The title's "Pretty in Pink." "Pretty in Pink." The title track of this movie is "The Psychedelic Furs." So yeah, another great movie, a John Hughes movie with Molly Ringwald. John Cryer, who's that other? James Spader is in this. Andrew McCarthy. But yeah, another one of those John Hughes movies that uses 80s music to a T for the soundtrack. You can't get beyond this. The soundtrack for this, Purple Rain. Prince was a genius, a musical genius. I don't care what anybody says about his music. It was amazing. Acting, not so good, but I've seen this movie several times, basically just based on the fact that it was loosely associated with Prince's rise to fame and his life. And this soundtrack is absolutely a legendary. Again, a song that can propel a scene in a movie. Whoever seen Risky Business doesn't remember the Bob Seger, Old Time Rock and Roll, where oh Jesus Christ, Tom Cruise. It said John Cruise. Tom Cruise dancing in his underwear, lip syncing to Old Time Rock and Roll by Bob Seger. I mean, come on. Or where they're on the train, he's having sex with that hooker. Risky business, I'm telling you, risky fucking business. If you haven't seen this movie, Green Room, this is about a punk band that takes a gig deep within skinhead territory. They witness a murder, and it's basically a band's survival story after that. But Green Room, definitely check this out. Amazing. One movie left. This is the one that all started the whole thing with this contest. Eric Weinbender actually played the Wayne's World theme when he introduced this contest. So I thought how appropriate to show Wayne's World. Definitely good stuff. The Bohemian Rhapsody, how it propelled the scene where they're driving around in the blue AMC Pacer singing Bohemian Rhapsody. Unforgettable. Alright, moving to some comics here. There would be no superhero movies in Hollywood if it wasn't for this fella right here. I got this commemorative coin. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, but this is Stan Lee. And he is basically responsible for getting the world of comics onto the Hollywood screen. He had been trying since the 70s to get the Marvel product out there on the big screen, and that's why it's so important whenever there's a Marvel movie that he has his cameo. He deserves to be in those movies. This is a comic book that's interesting. You know, there's a movie, The Guardians of the Galaxy, with a great soundtrack. This is the original Guardians of the Galaxy here. You won't find Star-Lord or Groot or Rocket Raccoon. Who you will find is Yondu, and you'll find Astro Man and some Vance Astro. What you won't find is the group now. This is a different group here. Original Guardians of the Galaxy. Star Wars, great stuff, right? I got the Star Wars comics going here. This is classic comic books. Indiana Jones and Temple of Doom. Again, the movie, comics, musical score. How about Doctor Strange? Strange Tales featuring Doctor Strange against Dormammu. Yeah, some killer stuff. How about a little classic Iron Man? Everybody digs it. If it wasn't for Iron Man, there would be no MCU, right? I mean, the Marvel Cinematic Universe started originally with Iron Man. I don't know what it was, 20 years ago, whatever it was. Here's some cool artwork for a cover, Iron Man cover. Revenge of the Mandarin. The Mandarin was his arch foe. Here's something close to the comics. There's the Collector from the Guardians of the Galaxy movies and the first Infinity War. This is where he captures all the Avengers. That's kind of part of the Gauntlet, the Infinity Gauntlet story, I think. So, I know this character ended up with a movie. Nicolas Cage played Ghost Rider. And Ghost Rider was killer. Check that out. Flaming Skull. This is a comic here associated with Deadpool. There's Cable right there from Deadpool. Some of these were released with the free trading card inside that was Deadpool. If you get the ones with Deadpool, you're holding on to a pretty collectible item. X-Force. Remember he put together the group in the second movie, called them X-Force. That's this group right here. Speaking of X-Force, how about X-Men? Middle of that, right? Fantastic Four in there too. You can see them on the cover. They got to make a Fantastic Four movie that works. I imagine now that Disney has gotten a hold of the rights to Fantastic Four, they're going to do it up right. How about Vision and Scarlet Witch had a strong story in the Infinity War movie. They had their own comic back then. Look at there, Luke Cage from the Netflix series. That's a little blaxploitation era Luke Cage right there. There's Quicksilver, right? Wanda's brother. Then I just pulled some random. Green Hornet, he had a movie, right? He also had a comic and a TV show. That's some cool shit right there. Green Hornet. How about a little Godzilla? Godzilla has a song by Blue Oyster Cult, had a song Godzilla. I'm going to tie it all together. Comic, movie, Blue Oyster Cult record. Godzilla runs amok. Of course he runs amok. He's a giant monster. He's the king of monsters. How about The Walking Dead? Not a movie, but a great series. Pretty cool artwork there, right? Take a look at that close. That eye wound. Killer, right? Army of Darkness, the third in the Evil Dead trilogy by Sam Raimi, with Bruce Campbell, B-movie king right there. Ash against the Evil Dead. Some good stuff. How about Spider-Man? Spider-Man kicked it all off with the Spider-Man movies. Here's a Peter Parker #1 fighting the tarantula. Check out those boots. Pretty killer. Mary Jane, Flash Thompson. Who remembers Spawn? There was a Spawn movie, right? came from a comic. Crazy Spawn right there. Todd McFarlane driven unit right there. Some Doctor Strange. Remember in the movie where he's sitting there and he's going into that weird thing where he sees all the different outcomes of what happens in game? Look at how he's sitting there. They definitely took that from the comics. It's got, and look at, he's holding up the rocker sign right there. That's his thing. Thor. He's an Avenger in the movie. Some cool art there from some 1970s Thor comic. Going back to a little Jack King Kirby artist. Some Fantastic Four. Galactus down here in the bottom. Some cool, there's Silver Surfer. About a little Batman, about a little DC Marvel crossover with Batman versus Spider-Man. You don't see that very often. Some cool stuff. Got some crazy Hulk action there. We need to see the Hulk in Endgame. Mad Magazine with Superman on the cover. Some goofy shit on the back. I used to read a lot of Mad Magazine. All us weirdo nerds did. How about Marvel? I used to have color comic magazines. Jaws 2. Advertisement for the Kiss comic on the back. How's that for pulling it all together? With the original Ace, there's Ace Frehley right there. Who remembers the failed movie Howard the Duck? But it was a great comic book, very collectible comic. This is a black and white newsprint Marvel magazine. Those are pretty collectible. Gotta have some new Guardians of the Galaxy. They're my favorite. This is a book of Carlos Ezquerra's Judge Dredd. This is all black and white. But I'll tell you what, this is some of the greatest art you'll ever see right here in a comic. Judge Dredd comics were so raw and so primitive, and this is, if you're into like your comics with graphic violence and just insanity, you gotta check into some early Judge Dredd. It is the shit. I am not kidding. This is some good stuff. I got this coffee table book for under 10. I bet it was $5 on. I scored it on Amazon. But anyway, yeah, that's some of my comic stuff that has to do with soundtracks and movies. There's the Guardians of the Galaxy 1. What do we got in here? Hair, the soundtrack from Hair. No cover. Some crazy soundtracks for Halloween, no Haunted Mansion. Here's something that I've had since I was a kid. Not this one, but I have the Rocky, the score from Rocky by Bill Conti. Yeah, this is an awesome score, music score. Love to have a few more of these motorcycle exploitation movies from back in the day. This is The Wild Angels with Peter Fonda and oh hell, what was her name? Nancy Sinatra, duh. And the one that did the music for these is for most of these motorcycle movies was David Allen and the Arrows. Seen a few of these guys show these records, but this is the only one I happen to have. I stumbled on this one for a few bucks, but yeah, that's all my movie stuff. I guess I could show. I've shown enough. I got some posters and stuff, but this is quite a bit. Anyway, Eric, I hope that was a cool video for you, Eric, and I hope that fits the bill for the contest, and I hope everybody enjoyed maybe just a little change of pace from all the vinyl, and I tried to keep it kind of grounded in music and soundtracks, but I just had so much stuff. I just wanted to share a little bit of what I'm about, and then I'm the extent of my sickness. So anyway, this is Brian from Cosmic Vinyl. I've kicked you long enough. Have a great night, you guys. Thanks for stopping by. I love being part of the VC, and I love that I'm meeting new people and stuff. It's just amazing. If anybody finds that Warriors soundtrack for a reasonable price, get it, hold on to me. I'd gladly pay you for it. Anyway, Cosmic Vinyl signing out. Peace.